Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Urban Concrete. You know how we do it. We keep it 100, we keep it raw, and we talk about the culture that's happening right outside your window. I am your boy, and today we are diving deep into a situation that has the internet and the church pews shaking. We're talking about the big bag versus the big man upstairs. We're talking about Pastor Mike Jr. stepping onto Angel Reese as podcast and dropping a bomb that's got everybody from the grandma in the front row to the hustler on the corner scratching their heads. Is it about the soul or is it about the goal? Is it about salvation or just the success-driven hustle? Let's get into it. So, look, Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie herself, has this podcast, right? And she brings on a guest who's a bit different from the usual hoopers and rappers. We're talking about Michael McClure Jr., aka Pastor Mike Jr. now. This ain't your granddaddy's preacher. This man is a Grammy Award-winning gospel artist, the lead pastor of Rock City Church in Birmingham, and he's huge on social media. He's got that hip-hop energy blended with real-life motivation. He rocks designer clothes, looks casual, and talks that talk that appeals to millennials, Gen Z, and urban professionals. But then the question comes, the same question that's been floating around the culture like a ghost. Angel asks him, would you rather $10 trillion or 10 minutes with Jesus? Now, usually you'd expect a pastor to jump on that 10 minutes with Christ, right? But Pastor Mike didn't blink. He said, give me the $10 trillion. He even asked her to repeat the question so he could say it louder. He said he'd be unapologetic about it. His logic? He said he'd give Jesus 10% the tithe and they'd be good because he's with Jesus all the time anyway. Now, we got to analyze this because Pastor Mike isn't the only one. This whole debate actually sparked up with B. Simone a while back. She said the same thing, give her the trillion, because God already left his word and the Bible. And if you've got a relationship with him, he's talking to you right now anyway. But here's the argument we're making today at the Urban Concrete. This is what we call option C. In logic, you have what's called mutually exclusive events. That means you can have option A or option B, but you can't have both at the same time. If the question is Jesus or the money, it's a test of priority. But what these New Age figures are doing is trying to create a third lane option C. They want the massive wealth and they want to claim they still have the spiritual connection. And look, we see this all over the modern church, whether it is come as you are vibes or churches trying to justify things. The scriptures clearly side-eye. People are out here trying to have their cake and eat it too. They want the blessings of the afterlife without following the restrictive rules of the present. Let's break down the linguistic and cultural history here. Why does a pastor feel comfortable choosing $10 trillion over a direct encounter with the Creator? It's the hustle culture influence. We live in a world where getting the bag is the ultimate sign of favor. Pastor Mike Jr. isn't just a preacher. He's an urban professional. His church blends that hip-hop energy because that's the language of the streets, the language of survival and success. When he talks about a success-driven hustle, he's speaking to a community that has historically been kept out of wealth. So, in his mind and the mind of many in poor black communities, wealth isn't just money. It's proof that God is working. The strategy is, God will give you all you want, your wealth and prosperity, but often, the fine print says, in exchange for your tithing. This creates a loop where the pastor gets more financially empowered, living that opulent lifestyle with private jets and luxury clothes, while the congregation chases that same option C dream. But hold up. We got to look at the other side. There are people out there who say picking the money shows you Ben never truly encountered the presence of God. Think about the facts from the Word. You got the woman with the issue of blood. She didn't need 10 minutes. She just touched the hem of his garment and her whole life changed after decades of suffering. You got Lazarus who was dead and gone, but one call of his name from Jesus brought him back to life. The argument here is that 1 second in the presence of the divine is worth more than all the gold on earth because it does what money can't do. Money can't fix a soul. Money can't buy a ticket to the afterlife. Some people argue that choosing the money is actually selfless. They say, think of all the people I could help with $10 trillion. That's a strong point, no cap. But let's keep it real. $10 trillion wouldn't end sickness, it wouldn't end death, and it wouldn't change the ultimate destination we all have to face. Here's the real argument we gotta face. Christianity, at its core, is supported by the thought of the afterlife. What you do here is your ticket to what happens next, heaven or hell. $10 trillion is great while you're healthy and breathing, but the moment you decline, that money is just paper. The problem with the thinking of Pastor Mike and B. Simone is the idea that we decide the rules. It's like applying to Harvard or Yale. You can meet all the requirements you want, but you don't let yourself in. The board lets you in. You can have the key to your house and your car, but you can't just walk into someone else's domain unless they allow it. To get into that spiritual domain, you got to follow the rules of the one who owns it. If a pastor is out here preaching that he'd choose the bag over the man, is he already making that choice every day for $100, $1,000, or $20,000? Let me put it to you like this. Think of it like a backstage pass to the biggest concert in the universe. $10 trillion can buy you the best seat in the front row, the flashiest clothes to wear to the show, and you can even buy merch for everyone in the stadium. But that 10 minutes with the headliner, that's the backstage pass. The money lets you enjoy the show, but the 10 minutes gets you in the room where the real power is, and no amount of money can buy your way past the security guard at the stage door if your name isn't on the list. So the urban concrete family, what's the move? Are we chasing the bag so hard we forgetting the one who gave us the strength to hustle in the first place? Is the church becoming just another business, or is there still power in the presence? Pastor Mike Jr. is out here living flashy, and he's right, good times change, but religious ideologies, those are usually set in stone. You can't just option C your way into eternity. Drop a comment below. Will you take the $10 trillion and tithe your way to heaven, or do you need that 10 minutes to get your soul right? This is the urban concrete. We see the hustle, we see the heart, and we keep it real. Like, subscribe and hit that bell. We out.